I didn't know that they'd released trailers for Hellboy the Crooked Man. I just thought that they'd release photos because I've seen these two, and people saying that, it looks cheap and terrible, and it makes David Harbour's Hellboy look good. But I thought they were talking about the photos. I'm gonna say, yeah, the man looks a little skinny. There is something that does look wrong with it, but it doesn't. I wouldn't like, because the amount of negativity didn't feel right for just that. So I'm I'm glad that there is a trailer, because I feel like for the past couple of years we've had a sort of hate culture where it's basically just anything that would have been considered really good, even peak, a couple of years ago, is not just considered absolute shit, where we don't even give it a chance. Like, the Acolyte is the big thing right now, where, yeah, the trailer, I'll admit, didn't look good at all. But a couple of years ago, a lot of people would have given it a chance and realised, oh, it's actually a decent show. Um, but you have people like Critical Director who just sort of like incentivize it, or no, that's not the word, but they basically want it to happen, and it pissed me off so much, because especially since he said, he made a video on the Apple knows. He made a video when episode 3 came out, saying, that he is done with Star Wars. But then he made a video when episode 4 came out, or not episode 4, he made a video when episode 5 came out, and he made a video when episode 6 came out. So you're not really done, are you? Because that's what he keeps on doing. He keeps on saying, oh, I'm done with this franchise, and then he'll make another video the next time something else comes out. Oh, I'm done with DC. When The Flash came out, made a video on Aquaman, etc. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. Sorry, Mark. And it's not just with Star Wars. There's this Hellboy now as well. Now, maybe these people are like hardcore fans, which I doubt, because there's not a lot of Hellboy to be a fan of. Like, there's the comics, but not a lot of not a lot of people read anymore. My opinion of them is that the first film was kind of bad. Second film I thought was pretty good, and then the David Harbour film, I actually quite enjoyed. So, I'm going to give this a chance instead of. The way people talk about it makes it seem like it's the next Madam Web. And actually, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I wouldn't say that it's necessarily cheap. It did seem like, they're not doing as much. There's not going to be as much CG in it, but I think, like, the problem everyone has with it isn't like what they're actually saying. I think what it really is, that, and they just don't realize it, is the fact that this is nothing like the other Hellboy films. The other Hellboy films are just, I don't even know how to describe it, but I think this one is going to be more of a sort of survival horror, kind of like Evil Dead, well, with Hellboy. Like, if this were a Ron Perlman or David Harbour film, I feel like they would go investigate some stuff there, come back to their sort of base, do some stuff, and it's because of that it's not really survival horror. It might be survival horror scenes, but the fact that they can just leave doesn't really make it all that much of a survival. Whereas this seems like it takes place exclusively in the forest, which I don't know. I don't think that would really work for Hellboy film. Maybe if for like the comics, because I've only read one of them and I don't really remember it. But when it comes to films, I feel like people expect, what we got, and this isn't what this isn't the same as the The originals are David Harbour, so it doesn't look bad. It's just it doesn't really feel like a Hellboy film. Final review: Yakuza Kiwami. I'm going to admit I forgot to do this for the past couple of days. I don't actually remember when I beat it. But since then I've played a little bit of Sly Cooper. And I've beat Terminator the Legend 100% twice. Don't get me wrong, it was very short to do those, but just, I've done all that since, and I just completely forgot to do the review. Beat it on the 1st, which is 3 days ago. The ending, I get that maybe they didn't realise, we're going to make multiple games, but it felt like this. It felt weird, and it made me feel. I can't think of anything in particular, but there have been things where they don't know that they're going to make another one, like whether it be a show or a film or whatever. So the ending just feels a bit. In the context of the fact that there are sequels or more seasons, like the context of that doesn't make it seem weird. But if you were watching or playing before it got renewed or whatever, then yeah, that would be fine. I can't think of what to say. I get that, she's Yumi's daughter, I think her name is. But Karika, or whatever her name is, I didn't expect her to be, like, as big of a character as she was. I thought it was just going to be, you see her for, like, that chapter, and maybe the next chapter after, and then that was it. But, nah. Vajiva did my fight him in the street, but he is an absolute cunt. And as said in the middle review, some of the fighting in general is just absolute BS. Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it there.